Hi friends, I am Professor Ajay Dute from TSSM Bhimrao Sawant College of Engineering, Narai, Pune. We are now discussing about the concept of rotating and reciprocating balance. For the high speed of engine and other machines, it is essential that all the rotating and reciprocating parts should be completely balanced as far as possible. If these parts are not properly balanced, the dynamic forces are set up. For example, in case of ceiling fan, if the blades are not properly balanced, then the fan will not work properly. These forces not only increases the load on the bearings and stresses in various members, but produces unpleasant and even dangerous vibrations. When the engine is running, the unbalanced forces caused by rotating masses, which increases the pressure on main bearings. Whenever a certain mass is attached to a rotating shaft, it exerts some centrifugal forces whose effect is to bend the shaft and produces the vibration in it. In order to prevent the effect of centrifugal forces, another mass is attached to the opposite side of the shaft at such position so as to balance the effect of the centrifugal forces in the first mass. So, this is done in such a way that the centrifugal force of both the masses are made to be equal and opposite. For example, in case of wheel balancing of the vehicle, the masses are connected to the wheel of the vehicle. The process of providing the second mass in order to counteract the effect of the centrifugal forces of the first mass is called as the balancing of rotating masses. Now, the balancing is the process of correcting or eliminating either partially or completely the effect due to the resultant inertia and couples acting on the parts. There are two types of forces which are acting on the machine components. One is the static force and second is the inertia or the dynamic force. Static force acting on the components are due to the weight of the components. The inertia or the dynamic forces are due to the acceleration of various components of the machines. This acceleration may be due to the change in magnitude, change in direction of the velocity. Why this balancing is needed? In comparison with the static forces, the dynamic forces are very large in magnitude. This dynamic force of such high order products produces the hammering action which set up the vibrations and has a tendency to lift the machine from the foundation, and no foundation will normally be able to withstand the forces of such high magnitude and frequency. Thus, purpose of balancing is to avoid vibrations of machine by balancing resultant inertia forces and couples. The balancing is highly essential, especially in high speed machines such as electric motor, turbines, pumps, aircraft, machine tools, etc. So, in any of the system having one or more rotating masses, if the center of mass of the system does not lie on the axis of rotation, then such system is called as the unbalanced systems. So, what is static balancing? If the center of mass, center of gravity of the machine of the system lies on the axis of rotation, for the system to be statically balanced, the resultant of all dynamic forces acting on system during rotation must be 0. So, what is dynamic or complete balancing? The resultant of all the forces, dynamic forces, centrifugal forces and couples acting on the system during the rotation must be 0. There are two aspects of balancing problems. One is the evaluation of dynamic or inertia forces and couples. Second is the determination of convenient method of balancing to dynamic forces and couples. This balancing is classified in three ways. One is the rotating masses, balancing of the rotating masses. Second is balancing of reciprocating masses. Third is combined rotating and reciprocating masses. Rotating masses are classified into balancing in the single plane or different plane balancing. Then reciprocating balancing are classified in two ways. One is balancing of the primary forces and couples and balancing of the secondary forces and couples, and third one is the combined rotating and reciprocating masses. So, balancing of reciprocating masses now in application like IC engines, reciprocating compressors, reciprocating pumps, the rotating parts are subjected to the continuous acceleration and retardation. So, due to this, the inertia forces acting on the reciprocating parts, which is in the direction opposite to the direction of the acceleration. This inertia force is as a disturbing force or unbalanced dynamic force acting on the reciprocating parts. Hence, the balancing of reciprocating masses means the eliminating the partially or completely the effect of inertia forces by using suitable balancing method. The balancing of reciprocating masses divided into balancing of reciprocating masses in single cylinder engine, balancing of reciprocating masses in a multi cylinder engine, and balancing of reciprocating masses in the V engines. So, in a single cylinder engine, it involves the determination of unbalance or inertia forces due to the reciprocating parts. Second, the balancing of unbalanced forces by convent method. These are the two methods. In reciprocating engine mechanisms, the unbalanced forces consist of two parts. One is the primary unbalanced force and the second is secondary unbalanced force. The multi-cylinder engine is having the axis of all the cylinders in the same plane and on the same side of the axis of the crankshaft, as known as these are known as inline engines. So, in the last one, the multi-cylinder engines as the reciprocating as well as the rotating masses are placed in number of planes. The unbalanced forces as well as unbalanced couples are acting. So, this is all about the balancing of rotating and reciprocating masses. Thank you.